Hi, welcome to another Post Office Land Rover 101. I said I'd be getting on with exhaust. I got some exhaust manifolds from Range Rover P38, I think it is. I did mention it, and I think that's what they are. So here we are. Is there some work to do on them? Yes, but less work than it would to make a new setup completely. So jigging this around is going to be easier than making some new ones up, although by looks of this particular one, because this is the near side one, there is going to be some work because this piece here needs to be there. So yeah, I've got some work with this one. The other one is not too bad, and we'll have a look at that in a second. But the mounts, these are correct, so that the disposition of those are good. So we're halfway there. The quality of the workmanship on this is pretty poor. There's lumps of material come through where they've welded it and stuff. And where the gas has come in, there's some right edges for restriction and stuff. So I think I'm going to be sorting that out. So when I'm going to make some templates to go on the head to see exactly where the ports are, to the position of the bolts, and I'm going to then put the templates onto here and see exactly where this is in relation to that head, and I'll end up cleaning it out if there's any to be cleaned out, or building whatever needs to be done to port match the head to here, just so I've got a cleaner flow, so it'll work better. Anyway, so yes, I have to do quite a bit of modification on this because of the near side, because the engine seems to be further over to the near side. And I'm presuming that's what it's supposed to be like, because everything is as it should be, all the brackets, and I've got the new engine mounting brackets and stuff, proper ones, so I think that's where it's supposed to be. So that's the near side. I got 2 bits of pipe, and it's stainless steel as well as this. I thought it was mild steel, it's not, it's stainless steel. But I got some stainless steel pipes. Obviously they're not for the main runners, it's for the accumulator here. So let me just get that there. So it's the same size as the accumulator, and that's what I wanted. And I was lucky because they were in my drawer. So where they came from, I'm not quite sure, but they're there and I've got them, so I'm going to use them. So I got 2. Yeah, so we'll go down here and I'll show you. I haven't fastened it to the engine, but you can see the offside one and how that's sitting, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that, because the handbrake rod is in the way, because obviously these were made for an engine and gearbox that was sat further back, so they didn't have that rod, and now I've got a rod, but it would have to go right underneath the gearbox anyway and play, so it would be better coming across the top anyway. So if we'll go down there, we'll have a look at that. So as you can see, I've got it in position-ish. It won't go down any further because of the handbrake rod, which I mentioned here. As you can see, it's sat right on top of it, and so it won't go further down. But that's not a problem, because that's going to be chopped off there, and I'm going to obviously shorten it, and then with my new bits of pipe, that's going to come up here. I'll chop a little bit off there. Obviously it's going to all be shortened, so basically it'll come up, bring it up here, level it off so it comes this way, and then I have all new section. When I got the Land Rover, I've got a stainless steel exhaust system for it. It's never been fitted, so we're going to utilise that. I will get that out and show you that up front when I've gone through the rest of the little bits and pieces we've been doing. But so this is quite an easy one to do, the near side, because there's only a little gap there. It must have been really tight when they were originally fitted with their manifold, because I did have a near side, what appeared to be a brand new manifold. I sold that because I didn't have an offside, and I wasn't going to start messing around, and they didn't look that good anyway, considering what these P38 ones are like. This is a much better manifold, is this. So that's why, and I was plumbing to make something like this anyway, just so the engine would breathe a little better and help evacuate the chambers better, because I'm sure that the Range Rover Land Rover designed this in mind when they developed this exhaust system to help this engine breathe better. I don't know if the cam would be the same for this runner length, but these are what's going on, and it can't be any worse, I'm sure. At least I'm hoping it won't be. But anyway, so that's going to come up over there and round there, I think it is. That one there, I've got quite a bit of work to do to bring it through there and bring it across here, then going down, and they'll mate up somewhere down there. I'll show you the other bits of exhaust that I have. I'm sure you'll know what they look like, but I'll show you those anyway, and then I'll show you the door shut seals, which I've been doing to make it better than its original seal. So if we go to the front, I get the exhaust out. So when I got the Land Rover, this lot was in it. I do recognise that these parts are off it, and there were two cast iron manifolds which these did fit, but there was no way that they were going on this engine. So why the person bought these, I don't know, but the flexes, and I can use those. That obviously is a coupling for the two pipes, and as for the rest, well, I don't know. Obviously the silencer, but yeah, so I'll utilise what I have here in with that, and if I have to get any more bits of pipe, that's not a problem. But yeah, so that's what we've got with that. So hopefully we'll have something we can throw together. And so we'll have a look at the door seals, shuts, what I've modified on this, because there was no way I was going to mess around with the original seals on the doors as they were, which I'll show you anyway. So if we go and have a look at that. So door seals, as you will know, all those in Land Rovers, the seal sits in the door in a dodgy looking channel at Rust for Fun, and there's no way I'm going to be messing around trying to fix this, the actual bit that the seal sits in, and I've not seen anywhere that sell it, but I'm not going to, even if I knew, I wouldn't mess around with that. They look absolutely awful. And now, like, why Land Rover come up with that idea, I have no idea. It seems crazy to me. So what I've done is, I thought, right, when I was doing the engine cover, I got some door seals and boot seals, as you remember. So I thought, right, I'm going to do the same with door frame seals. So I had a look at and seen exactly what we had. Well, we were fortunate that the window frame has a nice lip here, and it's just in the right place to put a seal on. So just these bits of scrap seal, which go on thus, and it's perfect to sit up against the door. So what I've done is, where the canvas came over the top of the frame down to here, I've made a new piece. So I've just put a step in there so it sits up onto the roll cage, and it bolts to the front of the windscreen up there, and that acts as the seal mount thus, and the door will come up and seal against that. Same with this edge here, where the door seal came up to it, that's going to sit on there thus, like that, and the door sits up perfect. It's why I didn't do this in the first place, I have no idea, but hey. What I've done here on the frame, it had a small folded lip on the alley frame here. I cut that off because it was stuck out too far. This same thing again, sits onto it perfect. Now that will go underneath, and I've had it underneath the slam catch. So it goes perfect on there. Now the thing was, I couldn't put anything here because the door seal sat against this frame here. So what I've done is, the seal is going to be sat against the actual frame of the door here, if you can see that. So it's going to be sat up against that like that. So instead of being sat there, it will be sat there. So this is how it's going to go. So that sits like that there. Where's that other bit of seal? There it is. So that's going to be sat like that. Then the seal at the bottom, so I've made these frames, lips here, they're going to go on like that. And so it'll be just nicely cut in, so it's nicely sealed, so when the door comes up, so the actual frame of the door will sit and push up against that there. And the door panel itself will sit up against that there, so it will have a good seal all around this area here. And so that's what I've got. So that's what I did with those. So I've made some bits here, and then I did just a little gutter for the actual window frame here. So that's a window gutter, which is just riveted to the window frame. So that goes up there. I've shown you that, which goes on the top. And then we've got these pieces here, and it's just galvanised 1mm sheet steel, which I've cut to length. I put a safe edge, folded safe edge on it, which added extra rigidity to the actual material, and it also allows the seal to stick fasten to it better because it's double the size. So I made all these pieces, which sit in and are riveted down to the edge, and there's just enough room to rivet it, and it is close because the flange on the actual frame that the body sat on, it catches right on the edge, but it's enough to get a rivet in, and so I've riveted it and sealed it. Some people might be saying, well, you've got a ledge here now. Well, I won't have when I get my insulation in there and my carpeting in. It'll be absolutely pretty much perfect with that, so that's not a problem. So that's what I've done. So that's my modification for the door seals, and the door seal will fit in one piece all the way around, except for this piece that goes on the bottom. So that's what we've got with that. So my son is on with fitting the driver's side. So that's what we've got going on, and I'll show you when he's done that, and all the other bits when I start doing the exhaust as well. So just a quick update on my last part of what I was talking about with this set of headers I've got. So last time earlier in the video, we had the mandrel bend, 90-degree mandrel bending. It's a 60mm nominal bore is this bit of pipe, stainless steel, as all these are stainless steel. So what I've done is I tacked it in place, I cut the flange off, the bit of pipe. That was a bit of pipe that went onto there, because originally these pipes dropped the exhaust down underneath the vehicle and ran across the back. This doesn't, and it's not going to work like that. I'm presuming, I don't know because there was no exhaust on this, but I'm presuming the exhaust went through at the top of the central cross member and then somewhere connected up with the silencer and then out at the back, but they kept it high up. So what I've done is I tacked the flange on, which I took off this. I've positioned that so they're quite accessible with all the studs. And then what I'm going to do is a piece of pipe, 45-degree elbow, cross here, and then I'm going to bring it into the centre here, and where the central cross member is, I'm going to put a cross pipe in. Now apparently on V8s, they run better and breathe better and scavenge better apparently with this cross pipe. So it's basically two 90s put together and cut out and welded round, and it helps balance the V8 cycle up. So that's going to be underneath there. I'm going to make one, and it's going to be underneath there. It's not all going to be stainless steel, it's all going to be mild steel. I don't see any point in making a complete stainless steel system. If I'm going to use 304, there's a high likelihood it cracks for fun. So anybody that's got stainless steel exhaust and you find that they're cracking, it's 304. 316 is the stuff you use, but it's way more expensive, and car manufacturers who make an exhaust don't really use 316 because of the price. Anyway, so that's where I am with that. I've got a lot of messing around to put the headers in this side just simply because there is no room. So I've got a lot of messing around to get the pipe to here so I can bring it across and down into this section here. So my next video will be that, and hopefully the other bits and pieces what I've got to get under there with my cross section pipe, which I'm going to make, and I'm going to narrow it down slightly where it's come together. I'm probably going to make it 2-inch nominal bore instead of 60. The other bits of pipe seem to be that size, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have 2 silencers. I've got 1 silencer, but I might get another silencer and run that, because I will have 2 pipes coming out. But I was thinking about joining it, modifying the box and putting the 2 and then having 1 out, but I don't know yet. I might probably just get another silencer and bring them 2 together and have 2 pipes coming out somewhere. But yeah, so there we are with that. This, before we finish, my son has been on with tops of the frames for the doors and the seal stripping, which I talked about earlier on as well. So my son's been on with that. He's still on with it. There's a bit of messing around because this side isn't exactly the same as that side, which does not surprise me either. So yeah, we've got that, but it's coming on, and he's learning. So as always, I say for all my videos, thanks for watching, thanks for your interest, and then all your comments that come. There's not a great deal, but you know, it's early days, but for all those that are there, cheers for them. And I do try to go through all the comments, and if there's anything dead specific, I will try and give an answer to them. So thank you again. You all take it steady, and look forward to seeing you on next round of this Land Rover 101. And yeah, you all take it steady.